Hello everybody, Mopar Modeler here. It's been a few days since I have been on, or I've given you an update. The 40-hour build, unfortunately, that Sunday and Monday that I had really planned on finishing everything up, I became ill, so I haven't done anything to it since the last video that you've seen of it. And I do hope to finish it this weekend, but I also have a busy Sunday this weekend, so Saturday hopefully I can get that done. But I also wanted to talk to you about the challenge by let's see, I already forgot his name, Roadhog. Yes, his cancer awareness. And I can't think offhand anyone that I know of that has had cancer other than my mother-in-law, who died of lung cancer. But having a wife and a daughter, I do think about things of that nature and things that could happen to them. So I do support his challenge, and I'm going to participate in that just to show my my support for those who have cancer or know someone who has cancer. Often we just think about those who have it, but sometimes we should think about those who are affected, I should say affected by those who may have it. Family members, kids can take it hard when they find out a parent has cancer. There's just all sorts of situations that you can look at. But I did promise that I would do something in pink. And pink it is. It's an excuse for me to do a model in pink. And I've said earlier, I love polishing model kits that are molded in color. And I found this one that is pink, molded in color. And I'm not going to do it box stock. There's so much of this kit that I would like to change. And I am going to do a few modifications, although I don't want to get too deep into it or I will never finish it. But I'm going to have to redo the suspension, and I might even put a motor in it from another model. I'm definitely going to kit bash this thing. I like to Pro Street it, but that might take too long and too much headache to Pro Street it. So I'll probably just do a basic street rod. I'm not going to do the rims that come with the kit because personally I don't care for them at all. Really don't care for the motor in it, and I do think I can get a little bit better detail if I do kit bash a few things. I'll probably use the frame, but I want to modify the frame heavily. But anyway, let me show you what this kit is and what my part in the Cancer Awareness Challenge will be in. And I have to say, I have two other builds going on. I want to finish my Datsun first, and I will continue this weekend to do a little bit on the Datsun, and I hope to finish the Mazda, and I'll show you videos on that, but I'll also put in little snippets because I'll just work on it in pieces, little bits here and there of the Cancer Awareness Challenge. So anyway, here is the kit that I'm going to do, and I hope you like it. There it is. As you can see, it's Lindbergh's 40 Ford Coupe. Not a big Lindbergh fan. They have had a few kits that are really nice and fun to build. The 40 Ford Coupes, though, they're a challenge. All sorts of challenges. I'm not going to get into it, but as you can see, that's definitely pink. It's probably washed out from the light. I'll try to turn the light off, but it's dark. It's in the evening. See? I don't know if that helps seeing anything. Alright, ran out of battery juice, so I got batteries in, but again, there's the body, and now it's daytime instead of night, so it's probably not as, it's probably easier to see. There's the decals. I'm definitely not going to use the decals. The chrome tree, I don't know if I want to use anything on the chrome tree except for maybe the grill piece. I don't know. I may have to come up with in the headlight bezels. The chrome tree really isn't all that great. It's got these rims that, like I said earlier, they don't excite me at all. really nothing about the motor really impresses me. Even if it's the flathead Ford, which a lot of people think is pretty cool, I don't think it's a good representation in this kit. And here we have a few suspension parts, the molded, the rear end with a drive shaft molded in. That's a really long looking drive shaft, if you ask me. You know, I'll probably go with a more modern. Might even try to kit bash a Mustang with this and have a more of a true street rod instead of that antique stuff. You know, here's the chassis. It's got the molded in floor, the molded in gas tank, and molded in exhaust. You know, and part of it's broke, the part that holds the front bumpers, but I may just nix the bumpers all together and not have bumpers, but I don't know. We'll see what we do on that. Here's a tree with the motor, you know, and the steering wheel and the dash. See the dash, see, I'll hold it. Dash really isn't that bad. You know, it could be detailed and cleaned up pretty good, but when you look at the motor, you know, everything's molded in. Although with some creative painting, it probably could look pretty good, but I'm not really too excited about that motor. So there's the intake, if you can see it, and the front seat, the front axle. You know, it's a straight axle with a leaf spring suspension. Also, it is also heavily molded. I always notice that about Limber kits. They're very heavily molded, and that's okay for bodies. You know, you can work on them and do things, but you know, the interior tub, you know, everything's lightly molded in. You know, if you like photo etch parts, this is where you could throw in a lot of photo etch parts into the interior to make it look good. Now the hood, this is my big issue. I'm not a big fan of hood louvers, but the only way to get rid of them is to sand it down, and then I'd have to repaint. And then also, one of the things that kind of is going to force me to do something is, you can see where the cutouts are for the intake system on this Ford. So, you know, if I was to paint it, then it would be hidden, you wouldn't see it. But if I want to polish it and use the plastic color, which is, it'd be a shame not to, because it's such a beautiful molded body, I'm probably going to go ahead and cut that out. You know, and whatever motor I use, I'll do something to, you know, have something popping out of there. So, you know, I wish it did have another hood, a plain style hood. You know, I don't want to paint the whole kit, and I can't just paint the hood to match the car. It wouldn't work. But another thing I'm going to do to the body for sure is, you see the firewall. Either I'm going to cut it completely out and put an aluminum Coke can cut up thing to simulate a firewall to look cool, or I may just shave all that off. But I hate to say it, it's usually easier just to cut it out and put something else in. But, you know, that's my plans for the Cancer Awareness Challenge. And, you know, I have to admit, it's not going to be something I'm going to be able to get done in a week or two. It might take a couple months, 3 months, I don't know. I'll work on it here and there. But also, like I said earlier in the video, I want to finish the kits that I have. And stay tuned for a second video, because I just received something in the mail that eventually I'll work on, but it's for some time way in the future. But, you know, look for another video coming soon of a review of a future project. Well, everybody, have a awesome rest of the weekend, and hopefully we can all get something done.